All right. And if need be, we've got these little fender washers that go right on top as well. So give it a little protection to the rubber. Now that I've mounted these little rubber vibration dampeners, and this was up inside the motor, so all I've done is kind of carve out a little bit of rubber in there so that that thing, as I pull that in, that'll compress into that. It's a thicker washer than what I'm going to end up putting on top of these, and I think being that that's got the transformer and all that right on that one single point, I thought maybe it'd benefit from having a little heavier duty one. Let me show you the underside. So there you see each one of these, when I took them off, had one of these on it. So it could be that they were all supposed to have one here and here for each one of these little rubber grommets. It would make sense to me, but mine only came with these three, so I'm going to use the three, and so be it. I tried to use nylon nuts about everywhere I could. I ran out and had to use just a lock washer and regular nut here, so I'll end up swapping those out once I restock. So let's get the welder generator mounted onto this now. Well, I think we've got her mostly complete. There'll be a few little minor things I do on this. I'm going to put an inline fuel filter, and I'm going to paint the top right up here where that spark plug is. And I'll probably shoot a little bit on the tank while I'm at it. And then, of course, I'll tie my lines up. I'll just have a little loop there where I can run them through. I want to be able to bring them around to the front. And that fuel line, that's going to get tucked up, and it's going to get shortened with a inline filter, like I said. So I think it turned out pretty darn good. Believe it or not, it's supposed to have the front motor mounts overhanging like that. I thought that was odd, but there certainly aren't any holes in the brackets, and those definitely look like they're factory. So it wouldn't really be a complete video without seeing the thing operate, right? So let's go ahead and fire it up. This is going to be a cold start because it hasn't run in 3 days or so. Oh, we'll turn our fuel on. This is the first time I've tested it with it all put together. I did have to flash the field, and that was just simply connecting a 12-volt battery to the negative brush and the positive brush. So real simple to do. It's in your manual. It's how I figured out how to get it generating electricity. The last time I ran it was 3 days ago, and it was generating electricity without any issues. I didn't have to flash it. In other words, I let it run under load for about 30 minutes or so. So hopefully I won't have to do that anymore if I run it on a regular basis. So right now, let's get her fired up, and then I'll let it idle for just a bit. And this is a cold start, so it generally does a pretty good job, though it doesn't like a lot of choke. But I'm choking it just to start her off, and then I'll immediately go off a choke. That is a cold start too. Well guys, generator's working really good. The welder, not so much. I can weld with it, but it feels pretty weak to me. I think I'm getting extremely poor contact here. So I think I'm going to end up replacing this. I took a file to it, and that definitely helped me because I was actually able to run a bead once I actually filed on this a little bit and got some copper showing. But I'm not sure how good I'm making contact in here. And then I've changed this ground clamp, but it's a miserable ground clamp. The reason I changed it was because it was miserable, and it's a Tweako, but I took it off my other welder because it didn't work where the hoop, and so now I've got it on this one because it is better than what I had on there. But anyways, I'll change out these two, the ground clamp and the stinger as well. So I'm pretty pleased with it, running beautiful. So guys, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, I got an Oliver 550 just across the shop here, and I'm gonna get cracking on that. Probably one of the next mechanical things I'm gonna get started on. I got some knives I gotta make as well. So if that's the kind of stuff that interests you guys, hit that like, hit the subscribe, ring the little bell so you get notified when I make a video. And until next time, God willing, I'll see you again on the next video.